Breaking tonight, Congress may finally be prepared to subpoena Karl Rove in connection with the prosecution of former Alabama Governor Don Siegelman. At issue whether Siegelman was prosecuted on corruption charges because he's a Democrat, and was Karl Rove behind that prosecution. The House Judiciary Committee giving Rove's attorney until May 12th to agree to testify, or they'll consider a subpoena to try to force him. The committee cited this program. After all, his lawyer told us Rove would testify if subpoenaed. But now they're saying Rove will only talk about it with the committee, and only if no transcript is made, and if it's not done under oath. Stunningly, his lawyer, Robert Luskin, is blaming us. Responding to Congress, Luskin wrote, quote, "Your invitation is premised on reports that I expressed Mr. Rove's willingness to testify before the committee. The report in question was based on an email exchange with a producer for a cable news network and was taken grossly out of context." Out of context. Mr. Luskin, if you or Mr. Rove want to change your mind about testifying, you're more than entitled to do so. That's your decision. But please, do not falsely accuse us of taking anything out of context, as you now have multiple times. There was no ambiguity in our email exchange. On April 7th at 4 p.m., we asked you, quote, "Will your client Karl Rove consider testifying under oath about the Siegelman case?" You responded at 4:24. I'm not sure I understand the question. Whether or not there's an investigation and whether or not he's asked to testify are not matters that are within his control. We responded at 4:59, quote, "Sorry, let me be more clear. Will Karl Rove agree to testify if Congress issues a subpoena to him as part of an investigation into the Siegelman case?" You responded 2 hours later at 6:59. "Sure." Although it seems to me that the question is somewhat offensive. It assumes he has something to hide. Even though Governor Siegelman's uncorroborated assertions aside, there's literally no credible evidence whatsoever to substantiate his charges. I would hope that you'd get around to mentioning that fact. Mr. Luskin, I dare you to claim that was not the verbatim email exchange between my producer and you. The Judiciary Committee responded to Luskin today, saying, quote, "We simply do not understand why anyone who's prepared to tell the truth would object to an oath and a record of what is said. That is particularly true in this case, where Mr. Rove has already spoken on the record on this subject before the news media." We will follow up to see what Congress, Rove, and Luskin do next.